Now, I would suggest that when we drafted that law that I opposed at the time, it was in two increments, actually three increments. The first $250 billion was going to be handed to him to go ahead and spend as he wanted to. Then if he needed another $100 billion, the president could see to it that he would get that. Well, that's already happened. So they have $350 billion, of which $60 billion is left and hasn't been spent as of this moment in time, to my knowledge. And my information was I got personally from him just last Tuesday. So where we are today is we're sitting on $60 billion, as he has described this as a cushion. When I say he, I'm talking about Secretary Paulson. So we need now to think about the other $350 billion, because it appears, as he said, the financial markets have been stabilized. And if this is true, then maybe we don't need to get into that other $350 billion. Actually, keep in mind, we have $60 billion there on the table ready to be used anyway. So what I've done is drafted legislation. It's called Senate Bill 3697. We have some Democrats and some Republicans co-sponsoring this. It's not a freeze. I wish it were. I wish I could draft a piece of legislation that said, let's take the $350 billion and give it back to the taxpayers. It belongs to them. But we knew that wouldn't fly. So instead of that, we went ahead and did it with to make a modest change in the system. As the law is drafted right now, if the request is made by the treasurer, whether it's Secretary Paulson or another person, that money is going to automatically come to them if no one objects while we're in session for 15 days. Well, we're going to go out of session probably tomorrow, and very likely won't be coming back until the 6th of January. That means that if any need is there, all he has to do is say so, and the money will come forward. So what we have done is actually only changed one word. The word we changed was unless and until. I don't have it right here, but it says the money cannot be accessed unless Congress stops him from doing it. However, by changing that to until, that means that it cannot be accessed until we take a positive action in the United States Senate. And that's what I think is perhaps not nearly enough protection, but it is some protection. And I would encourage colleagues to rally around this, because there is no other means out there right now. There's no other vehicle that anyone has put forward that is going to resolve this problem, and is going to keep the other $350 billion. That's about $2,500 for every family in America that files a tax return. There's no other way of doing it except to do it with this bill. So I'd encourage our members to join in on this effort, and it's going to have to be done today. And if it's not done today, it's not going to be done. And I hope that people outside realize that there are a few of us here who really want to stop this train, and particularly if Secretary Paulson is correct, as he believes he is when he says the financial markets have been stabilized. So we have it, Senate Bill 3697. I encourage my colleagues to come down and get enough of them to sign this that we can actually bring it up and vote on it and have it become a reality. With that, I yield the floor.
Mr. President,